I don't know if this is recording or not. I can't tell. I'm just learning this phone myself. Um, I had a really bad, I thought it was a dream, and God came to me. This is the second time I've had the same dream in the last 5 years. And it's about, I don't want to mention her name, one of my grandchildren that live down here. She just turned 7. Um, God is warning me, and he let me see everything through this dream, but it seemed like more of an out of body experience. I could smell. I could smell smoke. I could smell food. My mother said you don't see colors in dreams. I could see colors. I could taste the beer at Izzy's I was drinking. I thought it was Janine. It was Brielle playing the pinball machine that Bruce used to play all the time, and it was in Austin, in New York. And a lot of my visions come from there. That's where I was born. Anyway, uh, I was looking for my meds, and supposedly Izzy had put them on the shelf in the kitchen, and I couldn't find him. So I went. That's when I left my daughter's site. She was 7 years old at this time, remind you, and couldn't find. Finally, I found medicine, and I thought, well, gee, I can't take this. It's that my name's not on the bottle, so I put it back. Then I went back out to the bar and restaurant, and Janine wasn't at the pinball machine, and neither was the person that was hanging with this guy. He's a wacko. He just took your daughter to get ice cream, and I said, what? He said, yeah. He says he just got out of Sing Sing or Jog Road. I'm not sure which jail it was, but he said he's a pedophile. You better go get her. I said, why didn't you do something? He said, I'm having a good time already. I ain't watching anybody's kids. That's how some people are. They don't care. But I'm not one of those people. And I'm more aware of especially kidnappings and abductions, um, being treated mean, abusive to a child. Mental torture is worse than physical torture. I remember one of my daughters said to me, Mommy, I would rather have you hit me and I feel the pain for a moment than have you hurt my feelings. And my mind has more pain that way and it lingers on. I couldn't believe I was amazed. I'm learning these things from she was 4 years old at the time, or 5. I couldn't believe it, but it makes a lot of sense. Words can be so harmful. I know I grew up. The reason why I'm taking an interest in this with the FBI, I registered with them, Safe Kids Neighborhood, Safe Watch. It's not about the drugs, it's about the children and the pedophiles that are just getting released from jail. They're going back out here, and there's 406. I Googled it, and I went onto the website. There's 406 rapists and pedophiles of children that were just released this month in West Palm Beach County, Florida. So do your homework. If you have kids, you can't leave them, because in my dream when we found the little girl, everybody pitched in. It was like you see on TV or video. Everybody was like, she was up in the mountains, and everybody's calling her name, and finally they found her, and they had all get it off the yellow tape, no crossing, and I went through it, and I turned the body over, and it looked like my daughter. It was my granddaughter, and she was full of blood, and she was dead, and it was too late. And then I got back in a police car. They pulled me away from her body, and I said, why? I said, why does this happen? I said, I had dreams about this. And the guy he put in the back seat happened to be the twin brother of the pedophile that kidnapped my granddaughter. And he was supposed to have signed in and register. He just got released the same day as his brother. He did not register with the pedophile, whatever they do, registry. And he didn't want to get rearrested. So he told the cop he snitched on his brother, where you can find the body, what he does to the bodies, how he tortures them. He says he's on a worse way now. Now he's into the torture, and he's gonna keep doing it. You got to put him in an electric chair. He's not gonna change. He has brain damage. He was born with brain damage. He's not over there. So I'm trying to protect him. I want to see him in a safe place. And he said the best place for him is to go to hell. So anyway, long story short, I look at the cop and I go, I'm crying. I'm in shock. And I said, what am I going to do? I said, God warned me. He said, yes, he did. He said, he knew what God was telling him too. He said, I said, if I have this, my pastor said I have a gift of second sight. I see things before they happen, but I could never stop it because it wasn't meant to be, right? Well, the reason why the cop was telling me, God said to him one time, I don't understand it. I'm not using my gift the correct way. It's called a warning. It's a gift, but it's called a warning, right? And it's premonitions. People don't believe in it, but some people have psychic abilities, and it goes back from the beginning of time, and it runs in my blood. My grandmother was a reader, but I used to feel like I was cursed, and I knew when my husband was drowning, the very moment, I knew when bad things were happening to one of my children. I felt it, and it's real. It's nothing to joke about, but you can't stop it. How could you say it's a gift when you can't stop it? And I asked the pastor, and I said, why is it a gift if I can't stop something bad from happening? And the pastor Berger said from Yorktown, New York, because you haven't learned yet how to use your gift. He said, you have to use your tools. You have to be within your own mind and use your psychic abilities and your spirit abilities. Connect together and get stronger and send you the correct way, the right things to do, and it'll feed your mind. You won't even realize it. It's like being hypnotized. And all you got to do, if you see this person's face, try to draw it. I have it in my mind. Keep writing things down, because sometimes he said it was not a dream, Pat. This is not a dream. And that's what I heard God saying. This is not a dream. This is a vision. All right. So I decided, I think that's God's calling for me to, I got in touch with the FBI and filled out an application, and it just cost $1 for them to send me the application. And then I'll have an account number, and I'll be part of Safe Kids Watch, And if I could save one child from being kidnapped. I was kidnapped before my real father on Christmas Eve, and I could remember the beer smell on his breath, him leaving me in a cold, freezing car. Gotta remember it was Christmas Eve, snowing. He's inside, ironically, the bar I worked for 22 years, Izzy's Bar, Lower Main Street, Austin. He was hours. I was only 4.5. The car was running. I tried to get it to move, but it was a shift on a handle. I tried to drive the car away. I knew something was wrong here. I said, I want my mommy. Mommy was never there. She was out on a date all the time. I was left with my grandmother. And I remember my father hitting my grandmother in the head with a rolling pin with the red handle, because she tried to stop him from taking me from her care. And I remember seeing her laying on the floor, and the blood was coming out of her mouth and her ears, and it was so tragic. And when you're 4 years old, you remember these things. And I was hypnotized to forget, and then I was re-hypnotized to remember, because I thought I was a weirdo, a freak, or whatever you want to call it. I want to know the real reason why I am the way that I am, why I look at things differently, I can almost know when somebody's going to say something. Um, I'll know if somebody wants me to call them. They go, oh, gee, I was just thinking about you. That everybody has psychic abilities. You have to tune into them, and the only way to do it is practice, pray, and don't do anything evil with witchcraft, even white witchcraft. You can love the land, care for the Lord, but you do not use tarot cards. My grandmother did. I don't believe in it. I do not believe in it. I don't. And I don't believe in these psychics online. The only way I believe face to face, because I read eyes and auras. I could look at you. I had enough experience bartending all them years. I can look at you and tell, and within 3 minutes, know, especially if it's a drunken man, if he had cheated on his wife, had a relationship against his wife, or killed somebody, even killed somebody. I could tell what kind of person this was and is just in those last 5 minutes. And that this is after I had the car accident and I went to heaven way back. Oh my God, 30 years ago. When I came back, I'm not even going to go into what I see. I went through the tunnel, and you get to see your loved ones. But when I came back, Grandpa sent me back. He said, it's not time. They don't talk. They use telepathy like Martians. I come back, and I'm on the ceiling looking down at my body, and I see Frank Rosenthal doing heart palpitations. And I heard Jennifer through the tunnel screaming, "Mommy, come back!" And that's what snapped me out of the daze. I was like in a daze. It was so beautiful. I didn't want to leave this beautiful place, golden roads, this wooden bridge, flowers and birds singing and little birds. I didn't want to leave. It was so peaceful, and all I felt was love, and I had no pain. And I absolutely did not want to leave. And you forget about the family that you left behind. You have your family on the other side waiting for you. So anyway, I was brought back into my body. Frank saved my life. He said, Patty, your heart stopped for 7 minutes. You're going to have brain damage. I got teased about it many times, but instead of having the brain damage, it made me more psychic to the point. I wish I knew the lottery numbers. It would be great. I would help so many people. But to the point where I knew what other people were thinking. But when I was a child, I would always know what dogs and cats were thinking just by being near them, looking at them without touching them, reading their eyes, and they have auras. Now, you can only see certain ones. The clear ones, I mean, the innocent, the white is pure, pink is, I don't know, there's so many different ones. It's really deep. But anyway, I need to use this message. And God said to me, this is not a dream. This is real. Do something about it. Take action. Use your gift or you'll lose it. Just like that saying. If you don't use it, you lose it. Well, that's what it is all about. So you keep your kids safe. Don't let them have shirts with name tags in the back or the front. Don't post on Facebook, even where a parent works, because anybody can go to that place where this person works, a parent, and say, oh, I have a package for so-and-so. I need to deliver at her address. It's so easy to get the address, or make a phone call, and people will freely give it out without realizing it causes damage, puts in harm's way. So there's a lot of things. You have to go onto the website. You have to teach yourself and be aware of your surroundings, and teach your children, be aware of their surroundings. Don't trust strangers. Don't accept money. Don't believe if they say, have a code word or a number, and if that person doesn't know it, then they have to scream. You probably heard this all before, but I'm telling you now, if you want to be part of this program, just Google it till pedophiles just released from jail and put wherever you live. And it doesn't cost any money to do the background check, but you have to know the person's name. If you know what they look like, you can go through mugshot. So that's all, kids. I'll see you next time. Be safe and don't let your kids out alone. It's called the buddy system. They have to have two together, and even then, it cannot be safe. It's not a safe world anymore. I'm sorry to say. God can't be everywhere at the same time. He can't. He has angels that do it for him. God bless and have a wonderful day. Bye.